And God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So, that is why we need to review. I think we all agree. So we need to review. Then, while we are reviewing, we will understand the challenges. We will understand some additional strategy. Sometimes the strategy we put in place, we discover that that strategy is not working. Oh, we thought that maybe we have shares that we can sell. And shares now, the price of one share is like 100 naira. And if we sell so number of shares, we will get that money. The second week, price of shares just crashed. Bam! Abi? And so even if you sell the entire shares, you cannot even buy half of what you needed to buy again. So in your review, you will see that. And you will say, okay, we still want to achieve the same thing. What alternative do we have? And you can then go on and go on. You can know the challenges. You can know what is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and you can plan for that. Then develop a tracking system. You need a tracking system. Tracking system is a method for you to measure that you are achieving what you have set out to achieve. Tracking system is that, for instance, we say we want to build a church auditorium. Abi, permit me to continue with that example so that I'm not confusing you by using many examples. Now, what is going to be the evidence that we have actually gotten a land at the end of the 6 months? What could be an evidence that somebody got a land? I want us to tell me. The land documents. Abi? The receipt of payment. The land survey. That will show you that the land is now your own. No? It doesn't belong to somebody else. Abi? Somewhere an agreement. In some places, CFO. Abi? And it remains one. Physically seeing the land. This is the plot. It starts from here. It ends here. This could be your tracking method. That, okay, by the time we'll spend 2 months, if we want to buy the land, we believe that we should have been able to raise so amount of money if we will achieve that 6 months. Abi, by the time it is 2 months, you should be able to ask your accountant, how much do we have for the land? If the amount is far below the expected, and we still want to achieve the 6 months, then we need to double up our efforts. Abi? But if at the end of 6 months, we need 5 million, at the end of 2 months, we have 4.5 already. What is that showing us? Oh, we say, thank God. It means we are moving. We can even achieve it before the 6 months. Abi? So, you have the track that you put at different spots. As we are moving, we must see this sign. At the end of the 6 months, all of us must see the document of the land like this. And we must get to the place and say, it's from this point to this point. This is now our land. That's like tracking method. Then, beyond that, at the end of 1 year, we want to say that if we will build that, our building plan, approved one, should have been ready. We should all see it like this. And we say, this is our building plan. Can you see? This is the fence. This is where there will be flower. This is the parking lot. This is the... And all of you see it. You say, good. This is our approved building plan. By 1 year. Because you've put the track. Then you know that you are doing what? You are moving forward. Then you say, by 1.5 years, the foundation must have been completed. Abi? So, and there are many activities, and people are doing it. Then, people who are monitoring it are also monitoring. How are we going to know that we have achieved that? By the end of 1.5 years, we must get there and see that this foundation is truly completed. Abi? That's what we call tracking method. It's not just for us to sit down somewhere and only be praying. We will pray, but we will take action. So, develop a tracking system that you can use to monitor. Then make changes when necessary. Like I said, there are some times what you plan. For instance, even that, okay, I remember that our auditorium that we are building, at the initial stage, when I remember there was a time when they were presenting the initial plan. That will be going to maybe about 11 or 12 years ago. And they were doing the cost estimate and so on. They are saying that, I can't remember, maybe it's like 4 million or 5 million that time that they say that if we have it, we will be able to complete the structure. And all of us are saying, oh, God will do it. God will help us. Although the amount is big, that time, Abi? Maybe we would have spent up to 2 million now at that stage. The remaining 2 million will complete it. You understand? Because of time, things have changed. And at the initial stage, I remember that auditorium have gallery. There are supposed to be gallery there. It's still possible to construct the gallery anyway. But the vision then was that everything will be done together and so on. But along the line, things changed. Abi? So, if you go and look at that plan, it is not exactly what is in the plan that we have there now. Because some things have changed. And the circumstances necessitated the need to change them. And that is why when we have plan, it is not written, it's not cast in iron. You can still make some changes. But we are all monitoring together, agree together, and look at how we can make it better. So that at the end of the day, all our aim is that next 5 years, we want to have a structure. So, ditto for, even when we say, do you know that many times, including myself, many times, even when we say we are in the church, we are praying, Ọlọ́run yàn kún wa, Ọlọ́run yàn kún wa, Ọlọ́run yàn kún wa. Ọlọ́run ò ní rán áńgẹ́lì síta kó mẹ́gbàá kó máa lé àwọn èèyàn wípé ẹ máa lọ nú chọ́ọ̀chì yẹn báyìí. Àbọ̀lọ́run mẹ́gbàá máa lé àwọn èèyàn. Ó expect àwọn action kan from us. Bọ́lọ́run ó bá yàn kún wa. Àbí? But many a times we don't plan it. We don't have the time for it. So it's not that God cannot yàn kún wa. But what God is expecting us to do, we are not doing it. If we sit down together and say, in the next 5 years, we are just starting in this church. We are praying to God and believing God that we will be 100 in the next 5 years. How can we do it? What are the programs that we can do? What is the needs of the people around here? How can we meet some of their needs with prayer? Abi? And we plan like that. We are already doing strategic planning. Who will be in charge of this and this and that? Where are we going to get the money to do this and that and that? We are already in strategic planning. And when are we to do it, to achieve it? That's the simple thing. So if we do it that way, then with our prayer, we might be surprised that in the next 5 years, although we are 30 today, in the next 5 years, we think we want to be 100. We might discover that we'll be 200. But if it is just about prayer, God answers prayers. Ọlọ́run dè lọ, ó lè lọ jí àwọn èèyàn lójú oorun pé wò, chọ́ọ̀chì yẹn ni mo fẹ́ kó máa lọ. Ọlọ́run lè ṣe o. Mi ìdí agbára Ọlọ́run kú o. Ṣùgbọ́n those things are not common miracle. Àbí? Torí ẹ̀ náà ló fi sọ pé ẹ lọ. Àbí? Tá a bá dẹ̀ wá lọ, how do we expect them to come if we don't go? So these are some of the things that we need to. So there could be need for changes. Communicate the objectives. It's also part of the monitoring strategy. We must communicate the objectives. When we are planning, every member must be well carried along. They must understand the objective. If you are a leader, you are leading a group. You say we want to build an auditorium that can take 500 people. If a stranger should ask one of your key members, kí ló dé tẹ́ fi fẹ́ kọ́ auditorium tí ó lè gba bí 500 people? Tí member yẹn sọ pé pastor náà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, àwa náà ò mọ̀, a sì mọ̀ kó sáà dá bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Then project yẹn ti fail. Every member tán bá bí kó gbọ́dọ̀ lè sọ kó sọ pé you know, we need that kind of structure because this, that, and like this and like that. Tade explain. Then okay, oh, you are right, you need it. But tó bá ti di pé ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ pastor, wọ́n sáà ní ká ṣe, a sì ń gbìyànjú. That plan has failed. So we must communicate our objective and communicate it well. And people will understand. And everybody on the same page. So that they can explain why we need it. Otherwise, some members will just be saying, Oju pastor wa must say, ẹ jẹ́ a ṣe. Mo say tá bá kọ́ ní 300 tó gba 300 people tó ní. Àbí ṣé èèyàn máa ń dá wàhálà lérè ẹ̀ láyà. But when they get there, they say, oh, we will do it. God, can you say? So, objective must be well communicated. Then determine employee roles. That is, determine your members' roles. That's how to monitor. What's the role of each and every individual? Who is going to be responsible for what? Ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi ilẹ̀ bí ìwọ̀ ẹ̀fà àjọyá. A servant that many people hire together, we always suffer some things. If many people hire just a single servant together, by the time irun ẹ̀ á máa kún lọ, ìwẹ̀ ẹ̀fà tá a dáwó tá a jọ yá. If there is no clear roles and responsibility, I think we understand what I'm saying. Then the work will not be done. So we should know that we should supposed to have gotten a land. The money is on ground. But we've not gotten a suitable land. Who should we hold? Abi? It means that those who are raising resources, they've done their work. Abi? But somebody who is in charge of looking for a suitable land is not doing his work. Or he's doing it. Maybe he needs further support. So we'll quickly know. So we should define roles when we are monitoring. It will help us. Reevaluate performance goals. It's just like what I said the other time, that when we are monitoring changes over time, we can reevaluate our goals. Sometimes our goal will become outdated. Abi? It's possible. Benz 230 la fẹ́ rà fún pastor wa. But I am planning maybe in the next 1 or 2 years. But there is just one policy of the government that affects things. And Benz 230 is no longer coming into the country. That goal has become outdated. So we need to review it. That kind of structure we want to put in place. Maybe government policy has outlawed it. That you cannot pull suddenly where you get a land. The location where you get a land is very good, very fine. But suddenly, before you begin to construct, the federal government just cited maybe a airport close to the place, and there is a policy. And we plan that once we get this land, we are in Lagos. The land is too costly. You know, Tabati call auditorium síwájú báyìí, skyscraper, new wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀, mission house, ìyá àgbẹ̀bí, evangelist, pastor àtẹ̀lé, alábòjútó, school á wà lókè, college àtẹ̀lé, àgbé university lé lórí. Government just cited the airport beside him, close to that place, and they say no building beyond a story building. What happened? You understand? That's why it means that goal is already outdated. We now need to reevaluate it and try to see what is feasible within the environment. So, review the outcomes. The outcomes, I said it the other time, always look at the outcome. Is this the outcome we desire? The land we wanted to buy is 100 by 100. Is it 100 by 100 that we're able to get? Oh, what we're able to get is just 97 by 100, meaning that it's a bit short. But we can still cope with that. But it's not exactly your goal. Am I right? So we need to review. And that will help us. So that's just all about monitoring and evaluation. And if we see that table, we will see that table is just trying to summarize everything that have been narrated here. The first column, please, I want us to read it loud.